start. I'll record this and I'll post this to D2L. There should also be in D2L a recording on this that I recorded yesterday. So the idea here is the difference between absolute and absolute cell referencing and relative cell referencing. If I put a formula in here, which is going to be the quantity times the unit price. If I put a formula in there and I copy that, how the formula is seen in the first cell is C4 times B4. How it's seen in the next one down here is C6 by B6. This is relative cell addressing. Okay, that's relative cell addressing. So you've done that before. What we haven't done before is absolute cell addressing, which I'm going to do now. So now we're going to take this formula. It's still going to be the quantity times the unit price. I did put on the record, didn't I? But now I'm going to also multiply in there the tax rate. When I do that, if I copied that down, I'm going to get a problem. I'm going to get a problem. So my way of overcoming that problem is to say, well, you know what? I only have one tax rate, and it's only here. So I want all of the cells here. I want to copy the formula down, but I want them all to refer to that cell. So it's an absolute cell address, not a relative cell address. So how we make absolute is you just put a prefix of a dollar symbol in front of both the row and the column of the cell address. So the cell address is made up of two parts. It's the row, which is the number, and the column, which is the letter of the alphabet. And so E2 is this cell here. That's the only cell that we ever want to use for a tax rate. All of these we want to be calculating using the tax rate. So we have to use an absolute cell address on them, and then it works. Okay, so that's all that was. One other thing that we did there, I think that's it here. Yes, we did change the percentage number from 7.5 to 6.5. And if you observe carefully when I enter it, you'll see that all of these numbers are going to change because the calculation has changed. So that's going to show that the cell reference, absolute cell reference, stays the same even though the contents change. So that's all that was. We've got two other worksheets that we had to work with. This one here, the second one, the idea there was we wanted to make these totals here actually come from another worksheet. And so all we do there is we just say, okay, I'm going to write a formula. And we can do formulas by pointing. I hope that you've seen that. We can do formulas by pointing. So when I go there, I can point in another cell. And the formula is in this cell now. Do you see the formula? We've got this thing in quotes, paper goods. That means go to the worksheet paper goods and take the contents of cell E13, and the contents of cell E13 is the total. So even if this total changes, do you see the total there? If we go back to the catering invoice, it's 241.91. If we change the rate of tax again, very small tax now, tax holiday, right? And then we'll see that that number 241 is changed to 235. Tax was really a small part of the total there. The menu order is just to repeat everything again. And so this is going to be this one equals that times that times that. Make that absolute value by putting your dollar symbols in. And save it, and then copy it down to the other ones. Then we got our total here, and that total is going to go in this place here. So I do an equal and put that total in. And I saw something interesting.
I think there's people waiting in the waiting room.
All right. So it's a good thing that we're videoing this because they're going to have to watch the video. Let's see if I can get the participants from the, yeah. Oh, look at that. There's like 8 of them. Yeah, there's some, Aisha, Islam, and Naja. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
welcome all of you. I launched into that. I was actually trying to make this really short because I noticed some people were asking me, could we do this YouTube instead of going through OneDrive? The problem I have is my YouTube channel only allows me to do it, but my YouTube channel only allows me 5 minutes.
Hi, mister. How are you?
I'm good. So maybe if I pay more money for YouTube, I thought I got YouTube Prime. I'm like paying them money, right? But it only gives me 5 minutes, and so that is why I've kept it like that. And so, on the other hand, OneDrive doesn't limit the time that I can make, so I can use long videos on OneDrive. Anyway, so what I noticed here is that in the menu order, the tax rate and the paper tax rate, I changed this to 3.5. So these two, yes. So somehow they have been grouped. You remember we can do the group thing, and somehow so those have been grouped. And we could ungroup them, but it's kind of cool that they're grouped. So that means we only have to change the tax rate once. That actually is the entire exercise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording now, and